Okay, that's a thing that happened. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and that was point blank embarrassing. Rangers got smacked 4-0 in Madison Square Garden on this, the first game of the year, making us drop to 1-0. Not a great game, clearly. 4-0, which if you take away that first period, it was 1-0, which is still embarrassing, but not as much. Now, here's the thing, right? I want to be angry, and a large part of me is, I'm going to move the mic a little bit closer to my face. I want to be angry. But it's the first game in a very odd season. There was not really a training camp, only 2 weeks, so not super long. There was no scrimmage. Well, there was scrimmage. There was no... what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. There was no actual playing another team. It was all against ourselves. Exhibition, that's the word I was looking for. There was no exhibition games. It was all just Rangers on the Rangers. It was white versus blue. So, I'm gonna give them the teeniest, tiniest pass tonight. Because in the second period, they looked pretty good. In the third period, they looked pretty okay. I guess I should say Shesterkin looked good in the second and third. Now, Shesterkin, being honest with you, looked terrible in that first period. I was like, oh, God, oh, God. I was very nervous. I was like, did we buy into something that isn't there? And then in the second and third period, in the third period specifically, he started making some insane, crazy, bonkers saves. There was a few that I was like, okay, he's all right. Shesterkin is still alive and well. Because in the first period, I was a little nervous. I was like, okay. Granted, one of those, hard to block. That weird deflection off the skate, hard to block. There was a few, really should have had them. Second period, not the best goal to give up, but, only one. Third period, looked great. So I'll give him a pass, 29 of 33. Not great, not terrible. That is a save percentage of 879, which granted, since we saw a 740 or a 760 yesterday, I'm going to give you a slight pass there, Shesterkin, but next game, got to get that together. They talked briefly tonight about saying maybe Georgiev starts the next game against the Islanders, which maybe I can see that happening. Because tonight was, oi, oi, oi. So, I have a notepad that I usually will write down all my notes in. I don't need that tonight, because there's nothing really to talk about for the Rangers. Everything I can just sort of remember. I don't need to remember specific times for the goal. I don't need to remember who did the assist. I just gotta remember that we didn't score any, which I will not forget, because that makes us the first team to get shut out this season, and I want to cry. One issue that I had was I thought Gauthier looked pretty good. I thought he looked really good, but he only had, where is it? I'm looking for it. 10 minutes and 12 seconds of ice time. Didn't love that. Where was the other one? There we go. Kapokako only had 11 minutes and 26 seconds. I don't love that. I don't get that. Jacob Trouba had the most ice time, 22:47. Ryan Strome had quite a bit, 19:23. I'm just looking through this so I can give you the exact times. Adam Fox had 22.5 or 22 and 5 seconds. Jack Johnson, who took the first penalty of the game, that was not a fun thing, had 20 minutes and 59 seconds. The penalty kill looked pretty good. 2 for 7. That's not bad. Maybe the penalty kill was good. There's not much else to say. We looked bad. I thought Gauthier looked good. Lafreniere didn't really have time to do anything, but he looked okay. Yeah, this was a rough night for the Rangers. And the hope that I have, right? I have the slight bit of hope, because after the first period, we looked fine. A 1-0 shutout is embarrassing, but after the first period, we kind of got our stuff together. We kind of got all our crap together in one big bag. So that was a positive, right? We kind of looked like we knew what sport we were playing in the second and third period. So that gives me hope going into the next game. Now, granted, I wasn't really expecting to win this game. I had kind of made peace of, like, I don't know if we're going to win. The Islanders, you know, they were in the conference finals last year. They looked pretty good. They were only 2 games away from the Stanley Cup finals. I'll give them, they're probably going to win. I didn't expect 4-0. I expected a goal. I guess I should say I hoped for a goal. Sadly, we did not get that. Now, the 2 that made their debuts, Alexis Lafreniere and Keandre Miller. Miller didn't get a ton of ice time. I want to get it correct. He had... Keandre Miller, 13:59. So he didn't get a ton of ice time. He was okay. I think he could have played the 1-2-on-1 a little bit better, but that really makes me sound like a jerk because he is a 20-year-old rookie in his rookie debut that didn't stop a 2-on-1. Like that, veterans have a hard time stopping that. So that's really nitpicking, but I feel like I wanted to say that because it was on my mind. I didn't love Kapakaka, like I said, only getting 11 minutes. Alexis Lafreniere had 15:27. I feel like he could have been on the ice a little bit longer. He took 1 penalty. I think it was a tripping, or was it slashing? It might have been holding. I can't actually remember what his penalty was. I will say this, and I don't want to just say this because, you know, I think it's kind of a cheap way. And again, you know, giving up 4 goals isn't great. I thought there were a few missed calls that could have been penalties and for power plays for us. I also thought that was 100% a goal by Jacob Trouba that should have made it at the time. Would that have been 3-1? I think it would have been 3-1. Maybe it would have been 4-1. But still, I thought that 100% was a goal by Jacob Trouba. I thought that was kind of weird that they didn't give it to him. It was in the net before they blew the whistle. And then later on in that very same game, they were going to give a goal to the Islanders and said, the puck was in the net before the whistle. I'm like, but that's what you didn't... Yeah. And so I kind of had like a mental breakdown with that. But then they said, yeah, that's goaltender interference. You can't charge into the goalie and keep him out of the net. That's not allowed. I will also say this. I thought Shesterkin had a terrible injury. I don't know how many other Rangers' heart stopped when that happened. But I saw Shesterkin laying there all lifeless, and I'm like, oh, God, oh, no. Is this like a neck injury? Is this a bad injury? And then he just got up and continued playing. So that was a positive. And again, he looked pretty decent in the 3rd period. I need to stop rambling because there's not much else to say. Next game is Saturday against the Islanders. Let's aim to not get shut out, eh, guys? That'd be great. So thank you so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And go Rangers.